Okay, that didn't. Yo, all right, yo, we'll get it. We'll definitely get it next time. What's up, guys? Desmond Childs here alongside Jazzy Nay for another
What
edition
up,
of
y'all?
Shock Value Live Television.
Say
Uh,
TV,
it
bro.
ain't even really TV.
It's
So
we're on the
you know
interwebs.
what's crazy is people aren't even gonna know what TV is, like traditional television, in like 10, 15 years. But what is TV? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Because you got
Yeah,
streaming and then you've got the movies. Everything's going to be streaming. Anyway, how you guys doing? Hope you are well. We are back after a couple weeks off, and we've got some stuff for you. How are
we
you
do.
doing, Jazzy Nay? It's good to see you.
I'm I'm doing great. I got pizza crust stuck in the back of my tooth. I'm just saying. I was trying to get it during the 30-second thing, and
Hey,
I was like,
yo.
okay, he's gonna do the
You
another
talking
video. Nah, I ain't doing all that. Calm down. We ain't doing all of that. We ain't doing all of that. Um, but I'm feeling good. Feeling all right. Why don't you roll that beautiful beam footage anyway? Because I want people to see it.
oh yeah. So I was yeah.
As I was saying before, I was rudely cut off at the video. Like you did that in show purpose, bruh.
No,
That's
I
okay. We
didn't.
live
I didn't
together.
do it on purpose, but I didn't know you were going to try to say something. But like right when I tapped, you were like, "So we have." I was like, "Ooh, I'm sorry.
Y'all
Apologies.
see how he do me?
Apologies."
Oh, but no, seriously though. I feel like for that video when that's gonna be the new intro or something similar to that. I feel like you
Something
should
like
add
that.
more clips
Yeah,
because we
we'll have
have
something
more
to
clips. Like you need to throw in the stuff from PAX in there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And then take off the shock value at the bottom because people know it's us. It's our channel.
I mean, I'm just in case they don't, So I don't.
Either that
So
or just I would say
we'll
minimize the
we'll,
font and
we'll,
put the
we'll
logo on
talk.
there.
We'll talk
But
about it. We'll
anyway.
talk about it. It is
But anyway.
July 20th,
Woo!
2021. Jazzy Nay's got some stuff to talk about. So the biggest, I guess, the most prevalent thing that's really just occurred within the last day or so, you
Wait,
brought it to my attention.
I know. I thought we were starting with Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, you want to start with Dynasty Warriors? All
I
right, then
said
let's
something
start with Dynasty
happy.
Warriors. Okay, Dynasty Warriors.
Lord, we are not doing this. No, we
So
happiness.
Dynasty Warriors is on Netflix right now. We saw it about a few days ago, a week ago, something like
That
that.
was literally a few days. Yeah, it was like
Yeah,
last week we
it's like
saw
a
it.
week ago. It was awesome. I thought it was fun. I
That was
didn't.
good.
I think a film like that where that the game series itself, you have one person who is able to slay thousands of people. It's a beat 'em up game, right? For those of you that
Yeah.
don't, for those of you that don't know, Dynasty Warriors is about. It's based loosely on the Romance of the Three Kingdoms tales, the novel, and it has the characters and it has sort of like the loose storyline that it follows from that story, which it in itself is out of control. Like if you actually read parts of the story, it's wild.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
but yeah,
fact.
the movie came out on Netflix and we watched it as a family. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool because here's the thing. They even said at the very beginning that it was based on the video game series.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know anything about the series, you know the series is out of control. You know it's ridiculous. It's not to be taken seriously.
Right.
But of course, with just like everything else, you're gonna always get people who are like, it's trash and they didn't do this. And I thought it was gonna be more historical. And I'm like, really? Dynasty Warriors? No.
It's like you. This is how we know you don't play a video game and know jiddly squat about the series because Dynasty Warriors is not historically accurate. It is insanely
Because
3D. It
Guilty
is
Squad.
like for real. It is insanely 3D. You do things in that video game that no human could physically possibly do. How you gonna have 100 bodies floating around you after swinging your sword made of ice or sparkles or love, death, and whatever the heck else power you have? Come on, son.
Love Death.
Love that, yes, because one of the characters has a chain thing where it's like she blows the kiss and then everybody explodinates around you.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
But yeah, man, I thought it was cool. You know, I think it's a fun watch. You know, if you're a fan of this, if you're a fan of the game series, or if you just want to watch something and turn your brain off, just watch it. It's fun. It's it's about as good as any other movie based on a video game. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
if Prince of Persia or like Assassin's Creed, you kind of know what the expectation is. It's like it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't out there trying to do anything crazy.
Well, I feel
Um,
like the Prince of Persia movie was not based on the video game, and it didn't give any indication that it was. It's just people knew about it because of the video game that was popular before the movie came out.
did they not
Um,
advertise that it was based on a video game?
it never said that it was based on the Prince of Persia video game. Not that I can remember. It never really hinted at it. I know it said something,
That
but I
long
don't.
pause.
Because I had to think about it. No, I seriously, I had to think about. Listen, you're talking to somebody who is an avid fan of game adaptations being turned into film, and I felt some type of way when they did the Resident Evil series. They did not say that that was based on the video game. They just said it was something in the series. Some of the characters were from the video game, but the storyline and all that stuff was something completely different because there wasn't really an Alice in the series like
So
that.
with that in mind, what do you think would be your best video game movie? Like just off the top of your head. I think I
He
honestly
was
like
going off like crazy.
I like the Prince of Persia movies. Like I
I
do. I like that movie. I'm trying to think what else was good. The Street Fighter movie was notoriously bad. All of them.
I
I didn't see the new Mortal Kombat movie. What do you guys think? If you are watching us live here, what do you drop a comment? Let us know what you think your the best video game movie was. But I don't know. What do you think?
So as far as New Age, um Dynasty Warriors is my top, and then next to that is the 1982 Mortal Kombat film. Or 93, whichever. Shoot, we were young when
Are
it
we
came out.
counting the Resident Evil movies?
I'm including the Resident Evil movies because of the fact that only reason why people knew about them was because of the Resident Evil games themselves, because they did have Albert Wesker, they did have Chris and they had Jill Valentine in there, had Chris Redfield and his little knucklehead sister. Um and Claire, that's her name.
Oh,
Claire Redfield.
you know what we're sleeping on right now? The
What?
Tomb Raider movies. The Tomb Raider.
Okay, so yes, top 3: Dynasty Warriors, Mortal Kombat 92 version, the original version, and
Yeah.
then the Tomb Raider film that came out. Because although that was inspired by the video game, it wasn't based on the video game because the storyline would have been different.
Right.
Because in the movie, Laura's dad is alive, not dead. In the series, her dad's dead.
Yeah.
You don't see you probably see a mention of him like in the original Tomb Raider video games, but as far as him being an active part of her life, no. That was only in the film. And of course they paid an ode to the and I fangirled about this like years ago when I went to go see it. They paid ode to the pickaxe thing that she has, the weapon that she uses. Nobody saw it until literally like right at towards the as they enter the climax of the film. And I thought that was really, really genius on their part, because it's like, listen, you can't reboot Lara Croft films without giving her signature weapon. That is mandatory.
Well,
And then of course
said,
I was gonna say the family. I think the entire family was excited about the Dynasty Warriors film because we've watched the original anime, The Three Kingdoms. So yeah. So our children even know about that history, and
everybody was excited. we were just all excited to see it because we spent so much time watching the old anime and playing the
Playing
video
the
game.
video
It was
games.
a bonding thing with us.
Yeah.
Let me just run some of these bad video game movies and tell
Oh
me what you
gosh.
think the worst ones were. Okay.
Okay.
Check this out. All right. So, Double Dragon, Need for Speed, Doom.
Wait. That one's so-so. Not worst, but so-so.
Okay.
Only because they actually implemented the first person thing again at the climax of the day. Why they wait to the end of the movie to do the stuff that we was looking for at the first place? Y'all fired. Anyway, keep going.
Yo, something we forgot to mention for a really good video game series was the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. It was a pretty good movie.
Oh yeah, that's up there.
That slipped
top
through
5,
there.
not top 3, but top 5.
All right, so bad movies. We already mentioned Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Hell no. That is definitely a worse film because the Annihilation was trash. That was trash. Him laughing, I quote me, it was capital T rash.
Oh, yo. Okay, so do you consider the Angelina Jolie, Laura Croft movies to be good? Do you like those?
I did like those, but they weren't based on the video games. They were literally standalone films.
They like took the idea and just made like an action series. Like it wasn't. They were just like it was just a thing.
Same thing with the Resident Evil series. They just took it and made it a standalone thing, and it became a series. The Angelina Jolie films were great.
Yeah, I thought they were all right. I forgot about the Angry Birds film. It's a video game movie.
Why the hell would you ask me about next?
Warcraft, Assassin's Creed.
Didn't see it.
I saw the Hitman film, and it was whatever. I mean, it wasn't anything special. Remember Super Mario Brothers back in the day?
Don't make me throw up.
People like that movie.
Because they nostalgia as hell, and they don't know a real film when they see it. Nobody is looking. Stop. Go away.
People like that.
Get out the comments. Delete.
Silent Hill. I saw a piece of the Silent Hill film, and it. Yeah, I mean, is it bad? Like, was it? I don't know. In my opinion, it was good. Afternoon, ain't nothing else on TV. Let me just watch TV. Same thing with the Prince of Persia film. It ain't like I'm gonna go buy it or rent it from the store, but if I'm just switching on the TV and I'm like, man, ain't nothing on. I'm bored. Yeah. I got a drink with me. I'm just chilling. Oh, Prince of Persia. I'll watch the last, 45 minutes or whatever.
And see, that's the thing. Prince of Persia was on TBS, TNT, USA. It was like one of those films you watch on the weekend. It was on FX as well. Yeah. As far as what was that last game you mentioned?
You talking about Angry Birds?
No, the one after that.
There was Warcraft, Hitman, Assassin's Creed, Silent Hill.
Silent Hill. Okay, so the Silent Hill film, that one is very similar to the video game, but it had the creepy factor. That's what made me just go, ooh.
So it was good. You liked it.
I enjoyed it. Doesn't mean it was good, but I enjoyed
it. There's a distinction.
There is. No, because people feel like if you enjoy something, then that means it's good. No, I enjoy the film for what it was. Doesn't necessarily mean it was all that good to me. It was like, all right.
All right, so let me get weird on you for a second. If you like something,
weird.
if you like something and you watch it and you're like, wow, this is entertaining. All right. Is that not good?
In the literal definition sense, good,
are you basing it off of what other people think? Or are you basing it off of what you think?
It's based off of how I feel about the film. Like, I enjoyed it for what it was, but it did not mean it was just like up there. It's like, all right, that was decent.
So you're saying, in spite of all of its flaws, you enjoyed it.
Yes, and yes, exactly. Because those video game films can have those things where that's why I feel like a lot of these filmmakers won't say they'll say they're inspired by such and such a game instead of, based on such and such a game. Because if you go back to Prince of Persia, baby, first of all, D'Artagnan whatever his name is, D'Artan, whatever his name is.
What you trying to
He is
say,
not.
D'Artagnan? That's not
But
his name. That's
no, what
the
is
Three
it?
Musketeers. What you
Oh,
say?
you know. Oh, you know what? No. There was a Three Musketeers game and a Three Musketeers film. I know that. I don't know where I got D'Artagnan from. What is the name of that old? What? Who did Jake Gyllenhaal play?
Not D'Artagnan. I don't think so.
This man said D'Artagnan. That's worse than what I said. That was so
I thought that's
American
what
of
you
you.
said. I thought you said D'Artagnan.
No, I said D'Artagnan,
I
which
thought you
is
were
how his
saying
name
Jake
is
Gyllenhaal.
pronounced, sir. So the Prince of Persia movie. Okay, it was Dastan, basically. So the Prince of Persia movie, just
Yeah.
based off what I'm looking at, it is not based on the Sands of Time video game. Although it has a similar storyline, it is not the same.
Okay, so to close this segment out, let me just list off the sheer volume amount of video game movies that UA Boll has made. You know, UA Boll, the director, this Negro, this person has made, he has made Far Cry, he has made Blood Rain, he has made House of the Dead, he has
Wait,
made
Blood Rain, the original series? Or you talk about the movie?
Blood Rain, 2005. You know, I remember it was a game, and
Yes, I streamed
he,
that.
he made a movie based off of the game. He
Okay.
made Alone in the Dark. Remember that game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember.
Rampage, like I
Yep.
guess the sequel to what the Rock movie that came out.
Oh, I didn't see that, but yeah, I
Or
know what you're talking
no.
about.
Okay, this is something different.
It has
And
to be.
yeah, it's something different, and it also has sequels. So he's been busy. UA Boll's been busy. I don't know what to say about that. I guess moving on. I guess our main meaty topic here today, before we get into some other things like the Thousand Dreams Fund and whatnot, we were talking about what we wanted to discuss on the show, and you brought this to my attention. So what exactly was going on with BLERDCON?
Whoop de scoop, scoop de whoop, whoop de scoop de poop. That's exactly what was going on today. So
That's what it sounded
basically,
like.
it did like y'all. It went full Kanye weird on us for a whole hot second. So basically, what's going down is that BLERDCON kicked off its fourth installment of its event this year. Last year would have been the fourth year, but because of the Panini, everybody got
why is everybody
yes.
calling it the panini, bro? I keep thinking of the panini.
Panini, Pandemonium, Panoramic.
Because of the
Picture.
poorly pressed paninis, we weren't able to throw the con this year.
Exactly.
Okay? All the toppings were falling out the sandwich. They didn't know what they were doing. All right, so we had to cancel.
They really didn't.
What do you
like
want?
the American panini was trash. Everybody else panini was getting.
We ran out of the salad dressing. I like putting dressing. I don't like ketchup. I like using the salad dressing with my panini. I don't know.
That's Nass and T. Now you sound like you're from Wisconsin. Quit playing. So
random shout at people from Wisconsin.
Listen, I got love for everybody, but I don't know, y'all. Wisconsin.
They do eat a lot of cheese, though. I'll just throw that out there.
They clogged up. Anyway,
Tings.
We're so black. It's so great. Anyway, so no, basically what had happened was that, at most large conventions, most large mainstream conventions, they have cosplay contests. And as far as I could tell, everything was going great. I know the Sailor Boom party went down. I know like folks had their cosplays full display. The event was for people who had been vaccinated. So if you were attending and you had not, they requested, I guess, proof that you had been vaccinated or whatever. And it didn't hurt their numbers or what they had going on, whatever arrangements they had to ensure that the convention itself would, continue. So they started, I believe, either Thursday or Friday of last week, and they ended on Sunday. And the following day, yesterday, Monday, it was brought out that, or word got around that a young lady who did a Cardcaptor Sakura cosplay, which I love Cardcaptor Sakura, great, cute little anime, she had, brought it back out and decided to enter the cosplay, and she won. Now, the issues that were brought to the table, was the primary one being was that she was a white cosplayer entering into a, a cosplay contest at a predominantly black or person of color event. And many felt like she should not have entered because of her ability to be able to go into other conventions that were predominantly white or have predominantly white guests, and win those. And there were Facebook posts, their Instagram posts, their tweets, to the point to where one of the co-chairs had to make a video, basically saying that, number one, legally they can't exclude or discriminate against any peoples based on race, which is very, very true.
Yeah.
And then, you know, others were saying that, well, if this is supposed to be a predominantly black space, why is it that, white people can enter the cosplay contest? They can't discriminate against people based on race. Period. You can't. Just like how we don't want people discriminating against us based on our skin tone, we can't go back and do the same thing. What we can do is create spaces where we say, hey, look, listen, this is what this is about. This is for the culture, geek, black culture, whatever. But everyone's invited to participate and support or do whatever. You want to attend, cool. That's fine. Do what you do. But understand that our roster and our support and priority will be to that of black and other non-black people of color.
That's who's being highlighted.
And that, I believe, that is what BLERDCON's mission is, because if you go back and read an article from 4 years ago that they did with Afropunk, now a lot of people are going to be like, Afropunk flipped. That was messy in and of itself. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, so that whole thing went down. I understand both sides of the argument. Number one, from a business standpoint and a legal standpoint, because legally they cannot discriminate against anybody, white people entering into a con. You can't do that. Just like how they can't say black people can't come into the con. If anybody at any convention, and I'm saying this so anybody could quote me, screen share, whatever, I don't care. If anybody at any convention says that you as a person of color cannot enter into a public facility, an open space, that is a lawsuit. That is a lawsuit, because nobody can discriminate against you based on your skin color. Now, it may not be right for them to do it, but yeah, they have a right to sit there and troll you and say whatever and call you out your name on social media, do whatever. That happens to us all the time.
They have the right to curse you.
They have the right to curse you, but as far as an actual entity or a business discriminating against you, because that's why they have these laws in place, anti-discriminatory laws in place. It is illegal. That's why segregation isn't a thing anymore. And so what I want to tell people is, as the, new chair of a con for women, yes, a convention, a very small but very awesome convention for women, men can come. Nobody's saying men can't come. It's just the highlight is women. We're not discriminating against anybody else. We're not discriminating against people with disabilities. We're not doing it based on race, creed, nothing. Yeah. It's for women, by women. Period. But to tie it in to this, it's the argument. Some people brought up interesting points, which if you speak it out loud, it sounds really ridiculous. If you're gonna if it's not an exclusive black space, why call it BLERDCON? Its whole point is to highlight black people and black geeks, black creativity, whatever it is that you do.
Presumably, but at the same time, they also say anybody can be a blurred. So that's
And
sending
that's
mixed signals. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't say
very much
that
so.
it's for, BLERDCON is for us by us and you all with it. And, homecoming is the next theme. So let's get super Afro and super black in here. But at the same time, everybody can be a blurred. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
not true. Because it's like the whole point of blurred is literally the definition. It's a combination of black and nerd put together. Everybody cannot be a blurred. So I need them to have clarification on that. Because according to Homeboy in the 2017 article, BLERDCON was created for black people. That's literally what it says. It says for black people.
So Urban Dictionary states that a blurred is a combination of the words black and nerd, and in essence, a black nerd. First used in this context by Dr. Turk on the TV program Scrubs. Yeah, I'm in agreement with most of what you're saying. We talked about this for a hot minute. Pre-show, we have a pre-show meeting, and my whole issue with how people who are going about this, they're going about this the wrong way. And because this white lady won the cosplay contest because the judges deemed her the winner. Now, if you want to petition BLERDCON's committee about the way they conduct their judging of these cons, start writing now. Start talking to them now, because they talking about people already buying tickets for the. Okay, well, we can protest and petition you guys to put some real people in those judge seats who know what it takes to create these difficult and intricate, elaborately constructed, cosplay costumes, so that when it is time to judge, the people sitting there making the final decision on these, really good prizes that these people are winning will make an informed, educated decision, and not something based on, well, hers looks cute, or her, I wasn't there at the contest to see what all was said, but I did see the winner's cosplay. I did see everyone else's cosplay that entered. And in my opinion, the person that should have won did not win, right? Not because they were black either, by the way.
No, but because their stuff was actually good.
Had the cosplay of the Mecha, which I thought should have won, I would have said she should have won, right?
Right.
But the issue is, and I was asking this question, can a con be both exclusive to a group of people but inclusive to everybody else?
Yes.
Is that actually possible?
Yeah.
I think it's possible, but on the same token, BLERDCON has so many different challenges ahead if they really truly want to do it. Okay, you cannot say everybody's a blurred. Apparently, that's been on their website for years and years and years. So it's weird, or however long they've been around. So it's weird that people are taking issue with it now. So that's one thing. And number two, you have got to put in place parameters and qualifiers in your cosplay competition to where either everybody that's participating in the competition is an established, known commodity in the cosplay community, like a celebrity, for lack of a better term. So this celebrity versus this celebrity, who's going to win? Or you make it open to everybody. Because when you say it's for everybody, but we're highlighting black people, but if the next time an Asian person has the best cosplay or is deemed the best cosplay, what, are we going to yell at the Asian person, or is it okay because they're Asian and not white? You know what I mean? So because you have to be careful not to become the thing that you hate. We hate discrimination, but we also want to be able to create these spaces where we can be ourselves, where we can celebrate our culture and our take on other cultures. It isn't just an anime convention when it's a black anime convention. It's an anime convention for black people. Yeah. So it's our version of what we like about those TV shows. It may be similar to what other people like, but we celebrate things differently. You know what I'm saying? Black people like to celebrate different than white people do, than Asian people do, than Hispanic people do. And there are other ethnic groups that have their own anime conventions and clubs and things just like we
Mm-hmm.
do. And I understand the idea that people are tired of being excluded because of the skin of their color, and coming to something like BLERDCON is supposed to be a breath of fresh air. So I get all that.
Yeah.
I'm not blinded to that aspect of the argument. Now, in terms of who really deserves the blame, I honestly think the majority of the blame should probably go to the committee on the cosplay committee. Like whoever was in charge of
The
not setting
judging.
parameters
Yeah.
and really just gauging your attendees. Because apparently they have attendees that go to their con every year that think that the only thing that should be put on a pedestal is Black anything. So this means Black artists, Black, guests, Black cosplayers. If you're not in that category, we don't want to see you in the public spotlight. And if that's the way you're going to play it, you need to advertise as such. Tell everybody it's for everybody, but you need to put parameters in place, and you really need to set in stone who's going on the pedestal and who isn't. So a cosplay competition that is exclusive to Black cosplayers, it is no question that you would handpick or hand invite who you want to participate in the competition, right? It wouldn't be, if you want to hold a general competition for cosplayers, like in one of the side stages, or, maybe like on a Sunday, or, maybe earlier on a Saturday, or,
Right.
hold that competition for, people in general. Yeah, let them compete in that. Let everybody take part in that. Black, white, Asian, orange, red, yellow, purple, blue. Anybody can do that, right? But you've got to be clear on what it is you're trying to do. You can't send mixed signals.
Okay, so to interject in that,
Yeah.
um, I've been reading comments, and I watched the video from the co-chair. I've watched the whole 26-minute video. I've read the comments under the video. I've read the comments before the video. I've read the comments like on Twitter.
You've
I've
even
read.
read the
I've
comments that have
been.
been yet to be typed.
Hell no,
You've read everything.
I ain't that powerful. I got one gray hair, not 30.
Is that what you need to be able to do that?
Yes, that's a superpower. Gray hair is a superpower.
Could I dye my hair gray, or is that like cheating?
No, it has to be natural. Has to be natural. Like Storm's hair, it's naturally like white gray. That's why she's able to tear up shit.
I thought she was just stressed out, but go ahead.
No,
Them
she
other
got that electricity running through.
Her out.
She be looking at them like, oh, I don't care if you're mutants, you're still white people. I'm just kidding.
Jean Grey and baby
Rogue
girl
and all
stressing
them.
her out. Rose stressing her out.
Jubilee young ass.
I got to call one more like me vote down because y'all crashed this plane into the whatever.
If we gotta say Wolverine drunk behind one more time. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So no, to interject, shut up. To interject in that, one thing somebody did suggest on Instagram was that they should do a amateur cosplay judging and a professional cosplay judging.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like that would allow more people to enter in the amateur contest, because then the judging criteria wouldn't be so strict. Now, according to their website, this is on BLERDCON's website regarding their cosplay contest, they require that 80% of your cosplay be handmade by you. Now, you could you could go out and buy items and modify them to, of course, coordinate with the cosplay, or, add to it, or whatever it is that you're, doing with your cosplay. Okay. But 80% has to be handmade. That's like some pro level stuff almost.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Because
that could weed out a lot of people who would want to compete but aren't really on that level quite yet.
Exactly. And see, because here's the thing. Homeboy himself said, I saw some amazing cosplays. And it's like, yeah, you saw some amazing cosplays, but a lot of them would not qualify based on the qualifications that your committee has set. So you can't sit there and say, well, it's up to us. Yeah, it is up to us. We want to push somebody to do it, but we also know the stress. I understand the stresses that come with creating a cosplay by hand, and some people were saying they don't care if she stitched it by hand. No, you would care because you don't know what goes into that. To even do all that by hand, it takes a long time and a lot of work. And this
I
is
can only
from
imagine.
exactly. This is based on my many interactions with cosplayers of varying calibers, from amateur to professional.
Right.
And I'm not just talking about, oh, well, people who create. I'm talking about, prop builders, prop makers, and mecha builders. People who remember when we went to Anime CTX that one year, and there was a guy who had the giant, the spaceship from. He built that spaceship that Goku and them traveled in.
Yeah.
The little egg thing from Planet Vegeta.
Mm-hmm.
It took him a very long time. It took him almost a year to put that thing together, or longer than that. It took him over a year to do that.
I just wish I had that skill to be able to build stuff like that. I'm so jealous. That is one thing when I see the how accurate they are, and not just that they make it, but they're so accurate.
Yes.
And sometimes better than what it's based off of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I used to run around the house in a cape when I was a kid. If I knew that like people were making capes and oh my gosh, can you imagine being a kid right now where you can go to somebody's Etsy shop or whatever and order yourself a lightsaber or order yourself a helmet that lights up, or the helmets with the little face on them where that's just insane. The level of creativity matched with technology that's available right now. I'm just always in awe when I see something like that blows me away. But you're right. You're absolutely right in terms of the talent is what it is, really.
I will also say that, I do understand where they're coming from, because there have been too many times. Listen, let me tell y'all something. And I'm going to mention this, and I'm going to say it with no, whatever. When it came to us putting together Geeks of Color Expo, our entire roster was brown. I wanted that on purpose. What I had always told people, because people asked, they said, well, can I attend? Yes, you can attend. I'm not discriminating against anybody attending. What I'm trying to get y'all to see is I'm not aiming for big name white voice actors, cosplayers, and whomever else. I'm not looking for big name Asian folk either, because
that wasn't our purpose.
Our purpose was to highlight the people who are in the same industries as Naruto and Dragon Ball and all that, and they're Black. That was the whole point. Give them the floor. You know what I'm saying? So I could understand the frustration when you think about the fact that the person who won the cosplay contest for at BLERDCON is now going to be a cosplay guest at a whole nother con. They get a tape. They basically get that A-level treatment. You know what I'm saying? That, that 4 or 5 star treatment.
That was the part that I thought was amusing. You told me that and I started laughing. I was like, wow. So it just feels like a big mistake. I don't know this lady from a grain of salt. Okay, maybe
we don't know her. Not just you. We don't know her.
Workshops on how to make cosplays. I don't know. I have no idea. But
we don't know.
Everybody's reaction, it's like I don't even know the analogy to put where the least deserving participant is the one that gets all the gold, right? Where I don't know. There's no way for me to put it without it sounding like I'm dissing this lady that I don't know, and I don't know how much time she put into the cosplay. It's really irrelevant because you put that high of stakes on whoever wins on the competition, so that whoever wins gets this glorious prize, and then you put a panel of judges who pick a winner with something that's more everyday-ish you see at a con versus something that stands out way more. And if you go back and look at the contestants on the BLERDCon who are in that cosplay competition.
Can I show the picture, because I have it pulled up?
No, yeah. Do I have to click something, or you can do it?
No, I have to share my screen. Hush.
Okay, because
I'm sharing. Right, you got to add it in though.
Oh, bet. Okay, go ahead. Let me see. There we go. There we go.
This
Look at us, man. We over here showing stuff. Okay, go ahead.
Shush. So, ignoring the, this is all public or whatever, so you can see, you could go on Facebook and see their names
All
and
right.
stuff like
So
that.
in order,
This was one of the girls who was in this cosplay contest.
yeah.
Okay, look at her build. Just look at it. Then
That's
you've got
crazy.
this over here. You've got this here. This guy, I think this was. I don't even recognize. It's from the side, but I see the cosplay. But this young lady here, this compared to this, I'm sorry. I've only cosplayed maybe 2 or 3 times Adam in my entire life. Again, based on my interviews, my discussions, and things that I felt would meet criteria, how the hell does a magical girl beat this? How? I don't see that. And here's the thing. One thing I have noticed, I'm unshared. Take it off, whatever you got to do. Okay,
yes,
there we go. Stop screen. There we go.
Yes,
One of the things I don't like, and I've been hearing about this over at least for the last 5 to 7 years, is that there are a lot of cosplayers who have issues with mecha builds. For whatever reason, they have issues with robots. Think about it. When Yasuke came out on Netflix, what was one of the main things people complained about? Why are there robots? Because they're robots.
That's a whole nother
in feudal
conversation.
Japan.
I know what
It
you're
is a whole
saying,
nother
man.
conversation. But you see where I'm going with
I know
it.
what you mean. I didn't know that. I didn't know that that was like a thing people didn't like in the cosplay community, though. Like
when they're cosplay judging, if you see a really good mecha build, you barely sometimes see that mecha build win because there's bias against builds like that.
Isn't that like the most difficult to construct, though?
It is, and the craftsmanship should be honored, but yet for some reason people have an issue with it. You cannot sit here and tell me a damn card captor Sakura dress. I don't care if I'm sorry. I do not care if she did hand make it, not because she's white, but the time it takes to hand make a card cap, it's her cosplay.
Yeah,
I don't care how long it takes to make that dress. This girl took pipe, wire, I'm sure that was cardboard and other things and hot glue. She had to have used hot glue or something, Gorilla Glue, something. She spent months putting that together. A lot of people, yes, they did bring the cosplays out that they were going to use last year.
Yeah.
Like they took their cosplays from last year that they were going to use, but when the pandemonium hit, then when the pandemonium hit, it was like, okay, well, I can't go anywhere, so I'm just gonna either cosplay at home or not cosplay at all because I don't have anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's like at some point, do we have to recognize that regardless of what it is, even if it is a mecha, you may not necessarily like mecha. It's not about what you like, it's what the criteria is. And building a mecha by hand to put it onto your body and walk around with that, you got to respect the craftsmanship.
Yeah, and I guess it does depend on what everybody's criteria is. So, if they're in, the criteria that's spoken, and then there's the criteria that the judges keep to themselves, because there's both. Like, let's be 100%. There's always going to be that extra little bit of criteria where somebody's like, all right, y'all, we know what the criteria is, but that brother right there, I don't know. He smells kind of...
And that's fine, but it's just like, come on now, really? I'm sorry, but I love my magical girls.
It is interesting, to say the least, that was the person that won.
That was the person that won, and that's the person who gets the spotlight because of their win at BLERDCON. That's no. You're laughing, but think about that. How many times do people win contests? They get large amounts of money, do it at $500, $1,000 contest, whatever. They get large amounts of money. They get all bragging rights or whatever for the year. That's fine. But I don't know. I'm just feeling like
I'm laughing at the finality. It's like, look what you've done. Like everybody has this energy, like, wow,
yes,
look what you've done.
Yes,
because I'm the wrong astronaut. Like we put in the wrong code to defuse the bomb. It's just everybody's energy is like this, like how you fools, And I'm like, yeah, I don't think that was the best use of judgment.
No.
But there's been a lot of poor judgment in this scenario all around. I'm not cool with people fat shaming You
No,
know, making
attacking
fun of
her though, attacking her,
attacking
that's
her
where we
because
fight,
she
bro. No,
won,
stop
and
that. Y'all ought
I,
to be ashamed of yourselves. Like for
I
real.
we
Ought to
were
be
talking
ashamed.
about we were talking about this, pre-show. The Black community, the Black geek community, has got to work itself out when it comes to channeling and organizing our anger when it comes to certain things within the community. The cosplay community is ugly. The anime, geek community is ugly when it comes to dealing with race. They don't like to talk about race. It makes them uncomfortable. They want to come to relax. They come to cons to get away from stuff like that. All of the above, right? Who cares? We have to talk about these things. We have to be able to express how hard it is for us as Black people to sit down and enjoy the same type of medium that other people do in the same environment. And part of the reason we create these spaces is because they make it so difficult to enjoy that medium with them, right? So we have to continue to have the discussion. We have to continue to be outraged when something does happen, and we need to point at issues within our community and say, yo, take that ish down. It's not okay. Yo, stop talking like that. You out of pocket. And on the same token, we have to be careful not to go too much off of emotion, and it backfires with someone who is essentially innocent in all this, by the way. There are people who are saying she should be ashamed of herself for even applying to the cosplay contest. And my response to you is, the contest that was for everybody. Now you're gonna sit here and act like a website, a con that says everybody can be a blurred. Everybody's a blurred, right? They're sending those mixed signals. So this white lady goes, cool, I want to show off my cosplay. Oh snap, I won. The judges say I won. Oh wait, now I'm getting death threats. People are cussing me out. They're saying I'm this, they're saying I'm that. You're telling me that was all deserved because she should have known her place in our con. It's our con, not hers. Now reverse that, make her Black, and make everybody talking about her white. You know that's out of pocket. You know that's not right. You know that's misdirected energy. That energy should be going to the people who ran the cosplay contest. You talk about how you need to set better parameters. You talk about how you need to set better rules up and make it clear and concise so that everybody involved understands that, hey, yes, this is a Black-owned, Black-ran con, but everybody's allowed to compete in the contest. Yes, it's called BLERDCON, but that just means the people who created it were blurs, right? I mean, somebody, to me, it's painfully obvious that they named it BLERDCON because they wanted it to represent something for Black people to go to and enjoy their medium. That doesn't automatically
I got direct quote.
That doesn't automatically mean that people who aren't Black can't come, but it also means that they're not going to be the focus, and they're going to have to be okay with not being the focus. But on the same token, they voted this white lady to win this competition. So it's just like, I don't know, man. You got to get a better panel of judges because it is very nuanced, the level of emotions and everything involved. I don't know. It's funny to me.
So real quick, Hilton George said, and I quote from the Afropunk article.
This Negro's name is Hilton. Stop.
Not the man in the video who responded, but the guy who's the co-chair. He's the creator and con chair.
What did Hilton have to say?
He said, I'm Hilton George, creator and con chair of BLERDCON, the first geek convention of its kind focused on highlighting people of color, LGBT, QIA+, women and those with disabilities active in anime, comics, gaming, and sci-fi.
That's a lot. That's a tall glass. That's a tall order.
That is a tall glass. And here's something else. In the introduction portion of this, it says that it said, of course, on June 30th and running until July 2nd, 2017, Black history will be made in Arlington, Virginia, as BLERDCON opens its convention doors for the very first time. Short for Black Nerd, not Blue Nerd, Black Nerd Convention. Hilton George, creator and founder of BLERDCON, is the mastermind behind the very first nerd convention created for underrepresented and underappreciated Black nerds worldwide. Baby, first of all, you started off by trying to do all of this when you should have been going here. In my opinion.
All right. So check this out. Here's how you cannot be offensive to people, but also be clear and concise and focused in what you're trying to accomplish. Create a convention for Black people. Invite everybody else. Everybody is invited. Make sure that you have the proper parameters in place to accommodate somebody with a disability. Make sure you have the proper staffers in place. Oh, a staffer that's a part of the gay, lesbian community, a staffer that is, non-binary, what have you, a staffer that is, this, a staffer that is that. Accommodate people, but you don't have to kill yourself and disorganize yourself in order to please just one aspect of what you're trying to accomplish. I feel like people want to please everybody at the same level that they end up not pleasing anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, don't forget what you set out to do when you created this event. You created this event as a safe space for people of color, for Black people. Now, BLERDCON straight up said Black people. So brothers and sisters. So if you made a con for brothers and sisters, you got to know that us brothers and sisters got attitude.
We're going to hold you to that.
We're going to hold you to that. Okay?
Yes.
We're not here for the you half step ain't no half stepping. So when you can't half step, you can't say it's for Black people, but also everybody's a blerd. No, Negro, no. Blerd is a Black geek. So how is this white dude over here a Black geek? Man, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was my biggest thing, was the fire that came down on this woman, how they was cussing her out, threatening her life over some nonsense. And the way BLERDCON carries itself one way and really doubled down and backed up their judges, where, that's good for morale and, hey, we have your back. But on the grand scheme of things, and we go back and look a year from now, they probably should have had a better panel, set, rules in terms of what qualifies and what doesn't.
We got some comments over here.
No, we got some comments over here.
We got some folks. James Summers said she should have known better than to enter that contest. And hold on, this person's profile picture is white.
Wait a minute. Is that a white fella?
That's a white fella saying she should have known better than to enter. And see, that's something else. Thank you, James, for that comment. Devil Milk said, I just don't know why her friend thought that was a good idea. Apparently she was
convinced to go.
She was convinced to enter the contest.
I wonder if they're still friends. Yo, you're like the worst friend ever.
It's like, you made me enter that contest, and now that I won, and then here's something else though. Now people are saying she should give up the title and go away. And so here's something else.
I don't like that, man. I don't like that.
Hold on. Listen. Remember when I was telling you what you win when I said that, Awesome Con, which is the convention, I guess after BLERDCON in the DC area. This is happening August 20th to 22nd. August 20th, 22nd. The Awesome Con threw in that for the first place contest winner, they get a promo table, they get a cosplay guest spot, and a judging slot for a promo table and a judging slot for the cosplay contest and official announcement. Basically, meaning she gets the promotion, she gets her name out there. You know what I'm saying? And hold on, let me say this.
What have you done?
Exactly. Oh, and on top of that, they were also given a $500 cash prize and apparently a trophy the size of a junior high point guard. I don't know how tall they talk about a junior high point. Listen, Urban Anime Lounge, I love y'all, but listen, y'all know these boys out here be eating their Wheaties and they Campbell's chunky soup. And they all that stuff.
Point guard. That's a
junior high point guard. That is like a 6-foot child. What y'all talking about? That's a whole 6-foot child.
That's a big trophy.
That's a really, and apparently the trophies were that big from, what I could see a long thing. But shout out to Urban Anime
Madison
Lounge because
Walker,
they did sponsor the cosplay
Madison
contest.
Walker is watching right now, and she just said that she renounced her title.
Really? That's
This
interesting.
is breaking news. Apparently
Breaking news. Yo, we need a breaking news thing.
wait.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Okay, go
You
ahead.
just had to zoom in on all my pimple action, really.
It showed some features, huh?
Like all in my nostrils. How y'all doing?
Yo, so all right, so
So
is
wait a
that
minute,
gonna
I gotta
appease
research.
but is that gonna appease the crowd, knowing now that she
And
renounced the title? Does that help
and
anything?
and not only that, here's the thing: if she renounces the title, generally what happens is for some reason the first place
Second
winner
place?
does not, second place gets it. So who was second place?
Probably
Is
a black
another question.
person.
Well, duh,
Like,
she was the only
but
white person
okay,
that
so
entered.
all right, seriously though, is second place just getting the title by default because everybody threatened to kill first place? Does that make the situation better? Like, is everybody happy now? Like, petition the freaking judges and the convention to make sure that they have the proper judges on the panel. You got to have better parameters in place. You can't have that high of stakes of prizes and grand prizes on the table, and you have judges that are like, "Oh my God, is that card captor Sakura?" Like, what? Oh my God! Like, so that's gonna be win. That's the one that's winning, right? Like they clearly saw that and they were enamored with something. I don't know, but I just think that's crazy that all the anger is towards her and not
Yeah.
the actual panel of judges. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so hold on. Breaking news. This is breaking. This is happening. This is literally happened 2 hours ago. We've been live for an hour and some change, so she did come out. Um, thank you, Madison Walker, for the information. She said, and this is from the first place winner,
Madison with the tilt.
Madison with the Madison. We gonna need to go and have you on the show. As our news tipster.
This just it. Madison Walker.
She said, I need to address the BLERDCON situation. She wants to apologize for not doing so sooner and appearing to avoid the situation. She was waiting on BLERDCON's statement first before she addressed anything. Okay. She said she's actively in the process of returning the prizes and has stepped down. I'm sorry for centering myself in a space that was not mine to do so. There have been plenty of people who have said I should have read the room and not entered despite my friends encouraging me to do so. And they are 100% right. I am a grown adult and should have thought about how my participation could take away from another cosplayer who is black, who might be overlooked in other spaces. Her last sentence, I'm going to say this. All I'm going to say is this. Her last sentence is true because black cosplayers or other cosplayers of darker color, Hispanic as well, Native, Indigenous, Indian, they are overlooked. So she's right about that. Moving forward, she said, "I will be honest. My intention was never to enter and win anything."
Her friends under the bus. She was like, "Yeah, my friends maybe do it, but
yeah,
I'm a grown woman." But yeah, it was my friend.
Like, baby, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. He said, "Not her profile." Oh, I've seen her before. James just pointed out. He said, "Not her profile picture being her dressed as Captain America." That the way he put that is shade. I'm just reading what he said. I'm not throwing no shade.
Intelligence over here with James Summers.
All right, James, we're gonna put you on the Central Petty Intelligence Board. Like, listen, don't do that. But she said her intention wasn't to ever win. She just wanted to genuinely. She said, "Believe me, seeing other
That's the judges. She didn't think she was gonna win."
Hold on, listen. Believe me, seeing the other cosplays during prejudging, I did not genuinely think I stood a chance against any of them. All I had hoped to gain by entering was notes on how to improve my own construction techniques. Understandable. So then she goes back and says, yes, I recognize I should have stepped down sooner and more importantly, not entered at all. She said the judges are the ones who made the decision on who won, and I greatly respect all of their opinions, and I'm so thankful that they thought my cosplay was well made enough to even consider winning. I am sorry for invading a space I shouldn't have, and I know I have no one to blame for that mistake but myself. I'm also sorry to all the people I've hurt in the process. I know no amount of apologies can fix what I've done, but I'm truly deeply sorry. Hold on, one more. That being said, it still boils down to I entered a contest as a white woman at BLERDCON. I took an opportunity away from a black cosplayer. It's as simple as that. That, I believe what she said right there was literally what people were trying to get to, but they were too busy being angry to even see that. So, but she
It
stepped
just feels
down.
like it's the energy of like a commoner when they've spoken to the king the wrong way. Like everybody's like, do you know that this is a con for black people? Like, how dare you? Like, we should throw you to the lions, you fool.
But she has a point, because that was legitimately an opportunity for a black cosplayer to be put on the forefront.
I'm not
She has a
disagreeing.
point.
I just think it's weird that this is the incident that set off the chain of events for our people, the community, to bring up past events that black cosplayers were wrong. They're like, see, this is why. And I'm like, oh, this is the chick y'all gonna go after? She literally said she wasn't trying to win. She wanted to get some tips. I don't understand why you would. Here's my only thing with what
but you don't
said.
enter a contest to get tips. You talk to those cosplayers outside of that.
That's the only thing where I'm like, why would you
I don't understand that.
You can ask a cosplayer for tips without entering. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess she wanted to see how she fared officially. I could tell
but that's not where you do that though. I'm sorry. Your magical girl should not have won. At the end of the day, in my opinion, her magical girl should not have won. The judges should have known and understood better than that. Even homeboy sitting there looking like Static Shock, because he was one of the judges from the picture I saw. He looked better than her stuff did. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's always fun. There's always that one judge that is fresher than all the other cosplayers they're judging. And they're just there. They're like, yo, let me.
I'm just, and it's like, bro, why are you here? The fudge.
Hey, I only spent a couple $1,000 on what I'm wearing, but I'm just a judge. It's okay.
Yes, and so, and her stepping up and saying something and addressing it, it had only, like, this is what, 2 days after the con's been over? So, yeah, black people took it and ran with it. What I don't like, thank you, Madison, that's what I was going to say was, y'all coming for her, and I'm talking to you, black people, it's time for y'all to get this verbal belt. Y'all coming for her, bullying her, body shaming her, talking about her, threatening her. Y'all, first of all, half of y'all don't even bust a grape, so sit all that down, number one. Number two, all that violence does not help nobody. It really doesn't. You gonna attack her and do what? End up catching a case, being on parole for 10 years? You stupid. Don't even go there, bro. Like, that makes you look like the very people you claim you hate. You don't want anybody being vindictive or aggressive or coming and attacking you or threatening your family. So what gives you the right to turn around and do that over a cosplay competition, bro? Over cloth? Over material? Over time? And you mean to tell me you ready to kill somebody over that? You need to evaluate yourself, bro. Like, you need to do a neck-up checkup. Check your heart and check your mind, because that shit don't make no sense. That pisses me off.
People going off of pure emotion, just going off of pure ignorance, pure emotion. Like, they can't just not agree with something that's happening. They got to go far left. They got to go in somebody's DMs and threaten to kill them. Apparently, that's what's going on.
And y'all really shouldn't have done that. Like, all the fuck back, bro.
I feel like a lot of energy goes into telling somebody they need to kill themselves. Because not only do you not know that person, you don't know the state of mind of that person. You don't know the state of the mind of the people around that person. So if that person does off themselves, the chain reaction that causes.
Exactly.
Like, I'm just like, I don't understand how people can just work up the energy to do that at all.
Exactly.
That's crazy to me.
Like, don't do that. Because here's the thing. Say she became unstable and then she was gone.
Yeah.
Then what? Half of y'all will be like, y'all be stuttering, wouldn't know what the hell to do. And I would say y'all would be to blame because y'all came at her so stupid.
Or
like, stop.
They would try to blame her friends for pressuring her to do it.
Exactly. No, you sitting there sending that DM, you decided to create a fake page or even send it from your own page and send a DM to threaten some damn body, and then they kill themselves. Then what? Stop that. Black people got to do better. Yes, we got to do better. How are we going to sit there and say we don't want this, but we're going to become the very people we don't like? And I'm going to say it again. Chill out. Chill that shit out.
Yeah, that's wild.
Y'all real quick to come at even when we go at each other, you know what I'm saying? It's like really ridiculous. Why do
Yeah.
y'all have to feel the need to be like you're vindicated in your aggression towards
And
somebody
choosing
that's not
violence
warranted?
every single time.
I
That's my
have black
thing.
people coming from my head behind my old con that behind my con that didn't even make it over some shit that I didn't even have control over. And I had black folks coming from my damn head. Come on. That shit's not fun.
All
It
right,
is
so
depressing and it is saddening. So chill out. Like, please be human.
we
Remember,
have
you human too.
we have to agree that
Uh,
they put the stakes of the cosplay were too high. They were just a little too high.
I'm salty as shit right now.
Yeah, the death threats are out of control, but I still say that a large chunk of the blame needs to go
Goes on.
to the con itself.
Yeah,
Because
how do you
number
cap it off at
one,
35 people?
yeah, I
Why would
just
you?
the more information that's coming out about what's
Yeah.
going on and what happened, Devil Milk, I had brought it up earlier. Devil Milk said, I felt she was wrong, but the convention should have known better. Like, did y'all not read the room at all? And they signed up for the job, at least know what the con is about. And that's the
you know.
convention. So
Yeah.
you know that you're in one of the most densely black populated areas in the country.
Hell
You
yeah.
know what's going on. You know what time it is. You know the people are there. You should anyway. And if you don't, you need to ask somebody. You need to ask Hilton, or you need to ask whoever is there in charge of you. Okay, what's the room so I can read it? You know what I'm saying? If you don't have wisdom, you need to go ask somebody to borrow something, so you don't get yourself in a situation like the one you're in now. You know, and me personally, I think it's funny that the only thing that makes me laugh is the stakes that they put on the convention to then award it to someone who wasn't trying to win and who then had to renounce her title because people were telling her she needed to die. And in her realizing that what she did was wrong was obviously also people telling her she needed to kill herself, right? Like, I can't. I appreciate y'all watching. You know, this was something that she brought up, earlier today. We didn't even know what we were gonna talk about. I say, oh, we got to go ahead and put that on the top. That's off the top.
So I found the second place winner.
You looked it up. I saw
looked
that.
Her up. And she won with her Aerith.
Put up the thing on there.
Yeah, she won with her Aerith cosplay, her Final Fantasy VII Aerith cosplay.
Do you have a picture of it? Can we put it up?
Yeah, we can put it up. Let's go.
Let's take a look at it.
Hold on. Let me find the window. There we go.
Let me find the window.
All right. There we go. Boom. Let me in. And we begin. All right. You see it?
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me move that over. And oh wait, no, wrong thing.
That's the wrong tab.
That is the Prince of Persia information I was looking up, people. Thank you very much.
Earlier.
Yeah, we were talking about earlier. So this is her. She won second place for this, and I think third place was
No, what's she cosplayed as right here?
She was cosplaying as Aerith.
Oh, okay.
In a Final Fantasy VII cosplay.
Okay. Some of the stuff just be looking like clothes. Okay.
Yeah, and she designed this cosplay.
Okay.
Of Tifa. So she hand makes her costume.
Oh, okay. I see the vest, like she designed the vest. Okay.
Exactly. So she designed the outfit and everything, and then this is a really cute group cosplay. I wanted to share this. Look at this. You got Aerith, you got Tifa, and you got Yuffie. Right here. And these are all beautiful black plus size women who are cosplaying. Their costumes look great. I wish they had group cosplay judging, because this would have rocked right here. I'm rocking with that. But yeah, so I don't know, just talking about it, and I appreciate people who were coming in and sharing their viewpoints and all that other stuff. We're not ones to throw shade. We're gonna tell you like it is. So that's just how we are.
Well, my thing is, whenever we have these conversations, man, people got to use wisdom
they have to.
Emotion is important and things like this. Reading the room, all that is cool, but you got to be able to understand and recognize that what you're doing in the moment, how it can affect you in the future, and what has happened in the past. You know what I'm saying? If you bring all those factors, and I'm talking about the con too now, you understand, you recognize that there are people who are not Black that want to participate.
Right.
Wisdom is having a separate competition. Madison Walker says that the whole comp was messy as hell. My friend entered her dress, made everything handmade. They thought it was so well done. They thought that she bought it. And even though she gave them all the proof. So her friend's cosplay was so cool or so well done, they thought she bought it. Are cosplays good? Do they look good?
No, they don't. Number one, they're made by a factory. Number two, there is no craftsmanship in something that you have to go purchase from a store.
That sounds messy though, Madison. You're right. That sounds messy. I'm sorry to hear that.
And I'm just like, yeah, that goes back to that's the cosplay judges for not really taking. I don't know if they took what they were doing seriously, because there's no way, bro.
Not with those stakes. With those stakes, all that stuff,
It's like it's like, oh, forget everything else. We just go give that to y'all. Give that to homegirl and it's whatever.
It's like they called the winner and forgot what they were giving her as a prize. I'm like, oh, that was this cosplay competition. I thought that was tomorrow.
The pictures, you remember the pictures that I showed of the three Black people who had like their costumes built? None of them placed. None of them did.
So who was second? Oh, the one you just showed me.
The one I just showed. Yeah. Third was Princess Mononoke. Was a Princess Mononoke cosplay.
Okay.
But none of them. But hold on, the girl with the 4 mecha arm shits, she was an honorable mention. The other 2 didn't even place. So what does that tell you about your cosplay judges? And then not only that, one of the cosplay judges was apparently, people were asking her questions and she was being rude about it. That's not a good look, because they were representing your event. So you might want to be careful with that. You should have addressed homegirl. They talk about, oh, we send the threats to them, this, that, the other. It's like, okay, were these threats happening before or after she got threatened, or after she, why, if people were asking her questions and not before the threats even started, why was she coming at them crazy? Because that makes it go, okay, well, what were you really about? What was you really looking for? What was
that doesn't help. You've got to see, and somebody says you have to be able to read the room. I'm sure immediately after that competition, there was some stir and there were some people talking like, yo, I don't like how that ended. Like, I don't like the way that went. Black people, we not gonna keep it to ourselves. So you were hearing all that chatter all throughout the convention. Like, hey man, I don't like how that went. I don't know.
Yeah, and then people took to social media and they let it all out. Tara Williams says it's wrong to bully. Yes, it is very wrong. We don't agree with that. It's also wrong to send death threats. We not with that at all. But is the anger about a costume contest? I think it's about being invasive and centering yourself in a Black space. She deserves some heat because she's at Black Nerd Convention. That's true. I believe that's a very valid reason, but it still does not quantify the bullying, because that's where it stems from.
So here's my own, I kind of agree with Tara, but here's my thing. I still think it's BLERDCON's problem, because they advertise, they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. They want to be the Black convention, but they also want to tell and say everybody can be a Blerd. So if you need to rework your marketing to be able to make people who aren't Black come spend their money at your convention, you need to use language that will suggest things other than, hey, y'all got the same, it's not a Black convention. It's a regular convention. The owners just happen to be Black. You know what I'm saying? So you have to make it clear that it isn't just a convention where the owners happen to be people that are Black. It is a Black convention. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure there are smaller conventions out there that have been run by Black people, and race isn't even a part of it. You know what I'm saying? They just run it. So you got to make that distinction as a convention, as an event, that, this isn't just a convention that's ran by people who happen to be Black. This is us highlighting Black leaders in the geek community, people who are in the industry, voice actors, game creators, video game competitors, yada, 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 the whole shebang, right? Facebook comedians, whatever you want to add, we got everything. But you got to make that distinction. I agree that it is a Black space, and you have to be aware as a person who is not Black, like, okay, am I putting myself in a situation if because number one, she's the only white person in the competition. Was she the only white person in the competition?
She was, from what I see, yes.
I want to meet this lady. Like, I want to see how oblivious she's. Like, is she one of these I don't see color people? Because I don't want to make fun of her, but the more I hear, the more I'm just like, all right, lady. Like, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here. But
she did not help herself. She did not help herself when she said, I wanted to learn about, how to better my craftsmanship. That's where you have conversations away from a cosplay contest, baby. That makes you look real sus.
Yeah.
Why would you say that? Because that makes you look like, okay, are you brda or no?
Like, Devil Milk says, I honestly hope the convention learned from this. I hope they'll change, and to the people who send threats, I hope they learn to do better, because that's so sickening. I agree.
It is. Like, no, those people need to be like, they friends need to talk to them, have a powwow, some type of something.
And Devil Milk and Jazz, sometimes you just got miserable people.
Stop it, James. You need to be
who will wait for a situation like this, and they come out the woodworks, and they will literally just go to town. And that's Black, white, Asian, blue, orange.
That's true.
You got people, and not even just trolls, because these people mean it.
Yeah.
Trolls do it to get a reaction. You got people out there that are absolutely willing to fight somebody in person. They don't want to send you their location and you live on the other side of the country. Hey, man, you want to fly out here? Nah, man, because I don't know you. All I was doing was trolling your bad take on this character. You talking about you want to fight? Like, you tripping. Those people exist that really be out there being crazy. But hold on, before we get to James, because you ha ha he he, I want to see what Tara was saying.
No, they're both being petty right now in the last 3 comments. That's why I'm laughing.
She said, but yes, the convention is ultimately at fault. Black people need to be better gatekeepers and advocate better. Excuse me. In the meantime, I feel we should continue to speak up and advocate for ourselves. Absolutely. James Summers says, I'm shocked she won with how wrinkled the skirt was. Low key.
Bruh, and look, here's the thing. People were bringing it. I'm only pointing out stuff that I saw during my pre-show investigation. I do investigative reporting. Okay, so
I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna be the one to say it. I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna say it because I'm a girl and
I noticed that as well. I also noticed that,
baby, that she premiered that cosplay in like 2018, 2019 before the pandemic hit. And then they were like, she won using a recycled cosplay, baby.
She broke out that pre-COVID. She said,
hold on. If you gonna do a con, baby, and you know it's wrinkled, listen. Black people will help you. We could have shown you where to get you some good starch, okay, and a good iron. And your hotel comes with an iron. All you need is either some water, a water spray bottle, or some starch. And you could have at least had Card Captor Sakura on crisp. Okay, you could have had her on crisp.
Tara's on.
Tell me I'm lying.
Look at Tara. Smelling like lemons. Tara's right there. What she said, James. She didn't even respect
where she was and ironing, and she can't say there wasn't no iron in the hotel room.
Like you just showed up. Like you went to sleep the night before in your cosplay. Then you got up. You had breakfast in it. You got.
Oh, he's doing a whole monologue. I married 8 years of a monologue.
Come on, man. Come on.
Desmond.
you slept in it the night before because you thought it was good luck. You were wrong. Renounce the title.
Oh my God, y'all. I married 8 years. I married him over here.
No, James and Tara though. Here's another one from James.
She really should have just gone to a panel about cosplay or reached out to a group on like Facebook about opinions. Y'all are too Madison. I'm serious. She could have been smelling like lemon and crispy. We would have hooked her ass up with. She could have been fresh and cosplay cards. She would have been capturing cards
Oh
on
my
Chris.
God.
Tell me I'm lying. She would have been. She showed up with that stick, do the little pose, and then she got a little shine on the bottom of that dress because she crispy. I'm just saying. Tell me I'm lying,
Woo.
baby. We could have took a steam. You know,
So how
you
your
in it. Look.
She walked in there with her skirt had bacon neck. What's that called? You like the Hanes bacon neck? Her skirt had the
Them ruffles were over ruffling. Okay, them ruffles needed to be ruffled out. Like we need to. He said, Tara, Madison, y'all are too much. Tara says,
we just having some fun. We just having some fun. It's all love.
Oh, listen. Tara says, okay, now check this out. This is probably the primary reason people were pissed off. She's been to several cons in the same costume. She didn't place at predominantly white spaces, so she came and did it at a black one. I literally saw the picture of her costume. Somebody screenshotted it, and it said 2018.
Interesting.
That's a problem because it's like you're not even coming out with anything fresh.
Or there's so even before 2018, she was using the same costume. Like
you're not even coming out with anything fresh, bro. Like, damn.
Yeah, the more
you were lazy with it.
The more the night goes on, the more I'm just kind of like worried. Like, what is
this
really
is why
going
black
on?
folks? This is why y'all need to watch the show because we blackity black up in here. Listen,
well, I watched the show because the whole point of the show is to talk about stuff like this because you need a platform to be able to express yourself in a manner where people aren't going to check you because you're telling the truth and your truth anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's kind of if it's true that she's really just wearing the same con and testing the waters, like, hey, am I going to win at this convention? Am I going to win it? Not if you don't iron it, but am I going to win at this convention? Am I going to win at this convention? Like just seeing what's going to happen. That's in itself kind of sus, Boy, that's the word.
That's a problem for me.
The whole year has been sus, man.
The whole year has been sus, but
Black Bomber says it's not even about her; it's about the judge's reasoning. Really all we need to know. And I agree with that. I was saying that at the beginning of the show, Black Bomber, them judges, come on now. Now you I'm just, when stuff like this happens, it is always best to read it out loud. Read it out loud. The judges saw the people in these cosplays, all these people who were dressed up as these things, and that was who they went with as the winner. Maybe they were pointing at the person behind her. Were they all standing in a group? Were they like, you? And it was me? No, you. Like, was it one of those scenarios where it's like, oh, I don't know. I just think that's crazy that, that's just crazy to me. Tara Williams says self-awareness is everything. Madison Walker said, wait, so she's had time to ask for help. Yeah, if
exactly,
you're using
that part.
Costumes. So how truthful is this person? I said, I don't know her personally. I'm just going based off of the information given. This is live. We are live coast to coast.
We are live.
We do not have time to fact check with the negative.
I'm already all over her stuff. Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
While you looking, Devil Milk says it just throws me how there's so many cons that could have won her cosplay to win, but instead she chooses a predominantly black space for black nerds, and black judges just decided that. Yeah, and I think that's what's really getting under a lot of our people's, that's really the irritant, is that of all the places you could have gone and all the places you could have decided to show up at and compete, you chose like the super black convention to go to. Excuse me, where it was capped off at 35 people and 34 of them was probably black. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm assuming everybody else was black. So she was standing there, I don't even know what the analogy is for one white person in a sea of black people, but she was that one white person. I don't know. It is one of those things. Madison says, now I'm not buying her as an apology. Am I reading that right?
Let me see. Now I'm not buying her excuse in her apology. My thing is,
it is starting to fall off a little bit in terms of what actually happened, what her intention, her true intentions are starting to be more and more cloudy now. She said she wasn't trying to win, right? So let's get this is what initially came out. She wasn't trying to win a competition. She wanted pointers. She didn't realize at first that she was invading a black space and she shouldn't have done it. So she apologized. Her friends made her do it. That's what she said. Now I'm hearing that she's won the same cosplay at multiple, conventions, right? So which means she's had time to ask for pointers. Now, I'm not a cosplayer, but typically any cosplayer that I've ever seen, aside from the ones who like there's a Mr. Clean that goes around, he's always Mr. Clean. Most cosplayers I know cosplay multiple characters, right? They don't stick with one cosplayer. So she could be one of those that stick with one character. I don't know.
No, but she has multiple characters. I'm looking at her. No, I'm looking at her Tumblr. I'm looking at all that stuff. She has multiple characters.
She has multiple characters. It makes her what she said about wanting pointers and it makes it more suspect to me.
It seems very shallow.
It doesn't seem
genuine.
Completely honest. It doesn't seem genuine to me. Like I'm not sure what it was what she would be lying about or why she would be lying, but it does seem suspect. So I don't know, man. Y'all watching Shock Value. I appreciate y'all hanging out with us, man. I didn't think this was gonna draw that much attention.
I didn't think so either. These folks came in like in the last half.
Practically appreciate it though.
We definitely appreciate y'all coming through.
We've been on for about an hour and a half, and
we've been on longer than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it an hour and a half?
Yeah, it says an hour. Was it an hour and 26?
Yes, hour 26. We usually try to cap it. We were attempting to try to cap it at an hour, but because people come in, we're all part of interactive conversation.
Always want to give people an opportunity to say their piece. Devil Milk says, I'm just saying she took a chance where black people could have got representation to other cons and showed that not only white people enjoy anime, but black people as well.
Black Bomber says, I don't care about any of the others. I just want to know how the judges decided that was a winning cosplay. That is something you have to take up with those judges. That is literally a decision from them. And then, hold on. In the video,
hold them accountable.
In the video, Homeboy said, in the video, the other co-head that is not Hilton George said that they stand behind their judge's decision. So it's like, okay, well, what made y'all go for, how could y'all not place any of the mech, the suits, or, those that were during the pre-judging? How could y'all not place any of those, but you gave literally the top spot to a white girl in a card cap to Sakura wrinkled ass dress? Really? That's what we want to know. How? How did you come across that?
Now it's going to be interesting because she renounced the title. So how does he feel now? Does he still back his judges? Does that change his opinion, or is he just going to back them for morale's sake? And he doesn't want to look bad, and he doesn't want them to feel bad that, our boss thinks we made a poor decision on who we chose as the winner. And it's okay to be wrong, yo. Like, I don't know what it is in these bigger social media, like the court of public opinion. It is okay to be wrong. If tomorrow everything comes out that, I don't know, they admit that they were wrong for choosing her as the winner, it's okay. It is okay. Now, you can't control the backlash, but it is okay to admit when you've done something wrong. It is okay for her to go, kind of what I was doing. I've worn this cosplay for a while now. Just wanted to see how it would test in this space. Didn't really consider that I could offend black people by doing it, or maybe I did. But if she apologized in a genuine way that was just like, cut the crap, whatever, it's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with owning up to your mistakes, right?
Right.
All the qualifiers, my friends, wanted me to do it. Wanted some.
Yeah, that's the first thing she said. I was encouraged by my friends. It's like, why didn't you say, you know what?
And then on her side, and then on their side, well, we stand by our judges, and and then it's like, okay, trying to cover their own butt, and nobody's being like, hey, maybe we all did kind of read the room the wrong way. Maybe we need to stop advertising it as a con for everybody when in reality it is a con for Black people that everybody is invited to, or however you want to market it. Whatever that language is, you've got to sit down, Hilton and whoever else is in that circle and go, yo, this stirred up a lot of hearts more than we thought it would. Yeah, it stirred up a lot more controversy than we were expecting. We really need to iron the details out on what this convention is and what we stand for. Here's another comment here. I appreciate it, Madison. Yeah, thank you for joining this Black cosplayer who couldn't go to the BLERDCon since the pandemic. Sorry to hear that.
And let me tell y'all, BLERDCon is not the only Black convention in the United States. There's DreamCon and there's more to come. I promise you, because people are out here working. People are trying to figure out ways to create inclusive, yet exclusive spaces for Black people. Like somebody said in one of the comments in Facebook I was reading, it was supposed to be even ground. You know what I'm saying? So that way we could feel like, oh, you know what? I could just be Black and love my anime, and that's what it is. If I'm a hood dude that simply just likes Dragon Ball Z, but I want to check out this con because they got
I like to think that I'm a hood dude that likes Sailor Moon. Like it's some really thugged out dude that his favorite show is like Sailor Moon. I don't know.
Right, and he will be like, yo, y'all look, that hood dude be like, man, y'all ain't fucking with my girl Sailor Jupiter, dog. Y'all better go somewhere.
Sarah Williams says, I think that's why BLERDCon will be okay because we are so happy to be together and celebrate us and what we love. And I don't think it's anything that's going to
not going to mess up the time.
But it's important to have these conversations so we can work on doing better, because the outrage was wrong. Oh, we thought it was wrong initially. Now I'm not sure because of all the news and little tidbits that come out. Because this was a developing story, even now as we're talking about it.
Yeah.
But the death threats is definitely wrong. We can all agree that nobody should be threatened. Life should be threatened, even if they did invade a safe space or whatever you want to call it for a group of people. If I wandered into a Native American festival of some kind and was hey, I wanna volunteer. Can you guys watch my movie I've been working on? I'd really appreciate it. It's about me and my Black family. Would you guys, you have to read the room. You have to be able to read the room, recognize where you are, and respect the wishes of the people around you. I guess I don't know. It's just one of those things. But I think they'll be okay. I enjoyed the conversation, guys. Did you think it was weird that they made it mandatory that everybody be vaccinated to come to the con?
So Homeboy did address that. He said that was a whole nother conversation that they had already had, and he said if he was concerned about because people were insinuating that the con chairs were only doing this, were concerned about money, blase blase. He said if we were concerned about money, we would have been a super spreader event. People would have got sick and potentially died, but I still would have made money. So that's what he said in his video. And I don't think they were concerned about the financial aspects. That's not really even it. It's just, they did what they felt was necessary to have it in place so that the event can go on. I'm pretty sure they met whatever protocols that Virginia had in that place at the time, that the city of Arlington had in place at that time. And it went off essentially, aside from the cosplay issue, nobody else was complaining about the con. I'm sure there's some other things that they were, some other complaints, just general stuff. But y'all have to remember, they put this con together in 5 months. They did it in less time than most cons usually have. They usually have a year, give or take 10 to 12 months to put everything together. They only had 6 months, 5 to 6 months. And they did it all. I had a friend that, is a department head in the music department, and, which was really amazing because I'm glad he got to be a part of that and do that. And everybody had a good time based on the pictures, the images. A lot of Black people just happy to be together, to see each other, to see their friends that they hadn't seen in over a year. Y'all got to remember, there's a bigger picture in all of this than just
that fellowship is valuable. It's
exactly. Because we've all been cut off from each other. We've been losing family, friends. It's like, at what point do we stop and say, you know what? Let me enjoy this. Let them have that. You know what I'm saying?
Like that lady on Loki. Some people need this. What is this? Some of us need this. No, but it's absolutely true. Like people will go through whatever bullcrap they got to go through day to day,
Yeah.
knowing, hey, they have that date circled on the calendar. I got a week left until it goes down. I'm so hyped, and they can't wait, and they're willing to put up with whatever as long as they get that one day every year, as long as they get those 3 days every year, those 4 days, however many cons they go to. That's just it's a completely different energy than anything else you can compare
Yeah.
it to in life, you know. Um, so yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us, all the comments and the clarity we received
Yeah.
from the chat. And
That's big news.
I'm definitely gonna once we get off here, I'm definitely gonna look up, some of the
Some more stuff. We're gonna be petty off
what's up.
screen. So we be about we
Yeah.
can be petty together. I did want to say real quick, I know
Oh
we're
yes.
going through closing thoughts. Going through closing thoughts. This past week, I was selected as a featured streamer for 1000 Dreams Summer Stream for Dreams. And for those of y'all who don't know what 1000 Dreams Fund is, let me pull this up for you because I literally had to pull up the email. Because listen, so 1000 Dreams Fund is literally it's they're a nonprofit organization within the gaming space, okay,
Mhm.
and they're all about women. And one of their biggest grants that they give out is the Broadcast Her Fund, and the Broadcast Her is it's a community. We have a Discord, we have they have a Twitch page and everything, but it's a community made of women, non-men, and supporters in the video game, esports, and broadcasting industries. We're helping each other, we're elevating each other, we're supporting each other. Doesn't matter what your race is, women and non-men, period. That's what that's for. So what I did want to bring up, I'm going to share my screen here real quick.
Bet.
Sha la 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 la. So I was named, you can see my name right here, Jazzy Nay. I am a recipient. I'm one of 40
Yay!
recipients for the 2000, excuse me, 2K21 Spring Broadcast Her Grant. That was announced literally right after my time slot for being featured on the Twitch's front page. I don't know if I made the front page. I didn't care. I was just happy to be streaming with everybody, having a good time, playing a game, feeling weird with folks, and solving mysteries and puzzles and things using my
Can I
brain
just
meats.
say my favorite thing about streamers is their names. I just love all the different names. It's like everybody's always so creative with
Temperament.
their names.
Kita Palooza is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Uh, you got okay. So a couple of the
Here
people
it
that
is,
I do
Chunky
recognize:
Kage. That says
Chunky
Chunky
Kage,
Kage. I
Chunky
love that.
Kage.
That's one I wish I could have came up with. Chunky Kage. Chunk.
Chunky Kage is also one of the people. Chunky Kage and Ashlina are with me within Inception Talent Management Group. Y'all check them out. We're some amazing folks. I know Oh Snap It's Lee, who's with me in Brown Girl Gamer Code. Be sure to check them out. I recognize Sir Caitlin. I know Kita Palooza, Daylo, who's Daylo's also with me in the Brown Girl, not Brown Girl, Black Girl Gamers group. And things like that. So I'm telling y'all, outside of the anime and cosplay space, the gaming space, Black women are doing some amazing ish. So shout out to Broadcast Her for the 1000 Dreams Fund for not only this, but hold on, I gotta find it. Gotta find it again. Give me 1 second. This as well.
Oh snap.
This is they have
That was cool.
allowed my daughter to create
Oh
these
yeah.
bracelets, these
I'm
rubber band
slow. I'm
bracelets.
sitting here like, oh, this is cool. What is this?
Your stuff your daughter's making, sir. Y'all see, look, y'all see that? Do y'all see this?
I
This
was like,
is
oh.
he's fired, we know. But no, that is my chunky wrist. Highlighting and showcasing the beauty of the bracelets because they're really amazing. They're hyperallergenic, you guys. They're very good. They are being sold for $9, which is our discounted price. The usual price for this style of bracelet is 13 or 12. Excuse me, 12. So these are available right now. She has an Etsy store, Looms by Isis, or we accept Venmo or Cash App. Just hit me up. on the social medias and stuff like that. So shout out to 1000 Dreams Fund. Apparently, you know,
Turned into like the CVC channel for a second.
The QVC and HSN.
Yeah.
But shout out to them because their deal is, since my daughter's doing this, they want to support my daughter's dreams. So, and all funds and all the funds are going towards her, you know, being able to support her academic and athletic pursuits as she goes into high school.
Supplies and
buying supplies and things.
Yeah.
Now, she ain't getting rich. The whole point is to learn business, and she's going to learn it from her mama because her mama got it. You know what I'm saying? So, and each one teach one. Boo, boo. Okay, so that's it.
All right, man. Anything else? We got any last comments before we wrap it up?
Closing thoughts. There is a chance DC and I might be at DreamCon this weekend in Arlington, Texas. We will see how things go. We will keep everybody posted. Of course, again, follow us on social media.
We'll be doing press, so we'll see.
So if you live in Texas and you're coming to DreamCon, say hey, but 6 feet apart.
Word, I'm gonna have a mask on anyway, so you can
listen. I'm gonna be looking like
he dark enough. Is that? Don't get too. Okay.
Wow. Oh my God. What's our socials, Daniel? They're asking for our socials.
I made. Well, I'll just tell them. Well, can I?
No, put the ticker up so they can see it.
Okay.
This is why I run the studio sometimes, because.
Okay. So while it's also running, I'm only on Twitter. So at Desmond Childs 1.
You have an Instagram too. You just don't be on there.
I'm on.
And he also has a movie reviews Facebook page, and I'm mad he didn't put it up there. It is Desmond Childs Reviews.
Right? Because we're doing this right now.
It doesn't matter. People can see people can see your content and what you do because you're a Black creative, sir. That's the whole point. He be trying to diminish his work. He been doing this since 2008. He better quit playing with people.
I agree, Tara. That is a big deal. Like, congratulations, Jazzy Nay, for the grant and all of your streaming buddies. You guys are doing some good things over there.
We are, and y'all. I've only been streaming since February. Like, seriously. So this is big for me to be in this space and be able to do what we do, and also still be able to create content with my husband.
And the thing I like about what Black people can do in these spaces is that it's still new. It's still really early in the process in terms of the impact we're having. It's happening, but there's enough of a stage for everybody. There's enough of a stage for another shock value type of show. You feel like you have something to say and you want to be a platform. This is going to be a platform for Black artists, comedians, rappers, people who are into fitness, psychiatrists. I was talking to a lady about coming on the show to discuss Black people's mental health during the pandemic. Like, we want to be able to have this as I hate that I don't like the name of Jada Pinkett's show, The Red Table.
The Red Table?
Yeah,
because it's literally a red table.
I know why they named it that, and it's unique, but it seems like the name of a horror film, like The Red Table. Where
he hates it.
It seems like where people were cut up before they were served to the demons.
Wow. Okay. Moving right along.
We want this to be a platform for, POC of all kinds. I don't know how we got to the demons in the basement. Appreciate you guys watching the show. We will be back next week. We're usually on Fridays, so I don't know.
On Fridays. I think we did it today because of us potentially being out of town. But I think we should at some point do a recap video. So if we're able to get to DreamCon, then we'll do a Friday cap and then a Saturday cap.
If not, we do have some other things coming down the pipe. Like, we've been watching some things. I know we wanted to talk about Resident Evil. Eventually, we may get to Loki. It's kind of been out for a while now. And
the Resident Evil series.
Yeah, the Resident Evil series, and there's some things coming out. I wanted to check out the new Shyamalan film. I might just give a quick update on that because everybody hates him now because of his. But I'm as a storyteller, I absolutely love it when people take those crazy premises like that and they go for it. So we'll talk about that. Catch you guys.
And then if you have it, real quick, if you guys have any show ideas or anything like that, listen, hit us up, thenextcrewteam@gmail.com, because both of us have access to it. The next crew, NEXCREW team@gmail.com. Send us an email. Let us know. Even if you yourself, say, hey, there's a couple things that I want to talk about, or, can y'all talk about this, blah, blah, blah. Let us know. We have an open door policy. Holla at us. Let us know what's on your mind, what you think should be on the show. And we talk about any and everything, and things that do pertain to us being Black geeks, Black people, and people within, Black people within geek culture. So all of those are intersectional. Slow the Petty, new faves, subscribing, great job, niece, proud, auntie, Oni, proud Oni, gotcha. Wait, is that what? Without the T? Because Black folks, we pronounce everything. I synced it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you for the support, and thank you for the subscribes. Please be sure to subscribe, follow, watch some of our older content, get an idea of who we are. And
don't watch the old stuff. No.
Yes, watch the old stuff.
Okay. We'll catch y'all later.
Watch the interviews with my face. Thank you. How he gonna close the show out with just me? Y'all have a good You gotta stop the live, sir. Black people. Black people. I'm just sitting here.
It appears we're still here.
Yes. Hit stop podcast.
I think I just left the studio.
You did. That is not how that works. He will never live this down. And look, you can't say nothing because you caught him at 720p at least, or 1080p, whichever one.
All right, I see it now. We will catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye, y'all.